What's going on, guys? Messi here and welcome to a brand new video and welcome to your daily dose of transfer gossip. And I know I just said daily and there wasn't an episode yesterday, but I'll explain in more detail in just a second. So just before we get started, if you can show your support by leaving a like rating, that'd be absolutely awesome, greatly appreciated. If you're new to my channel, press that subscribe button for more and press the bell notifications next to it so never miss an upload. My previous video will be down below in the description box, and our current schedule every day, or pretty much every day at 8 AM UK time, it's a new transfer video. And finally, in the comment section below, what is your favourite goal of all time? Right, so the reason there wasn't an episode yesterday is because basically right now YouTube's having quite a bit of trouble. I'm not sure what it is, but everyone's talking about it kind of thing, and I was also very, very busy. So, you know what, I save it for a day, and I've got a lot to go through in today's episode. And the very first one is going to a Uruguayan central attacker midfielder not on FIFA 19, and he won't be added either because the transfer to Liga do Brazil, which is in on foot 19, but there's a player called Arrascaeta. Sorry if I say his name wrong, but he's joined Flamengo in Brazil from Cruzeiro. That's a £13.5 million fee. This next one hasn't been officially announced just yet, but it should be confirmed very, very soon. And in fact, it's a former Dortmund player being Jakub Błaszczykowski. He joined Wisła Kraków, or is set to join them, and that's his boyhood club. And in fact, their club are in serious trouble right now and could have their license taken away this month. Kuba is set to return to the club, play for free, and even inject some of his own money into the club to help keep it afloat for the remainder of the current season. So fair play to him for that, it's a great gesture and hopefully the club can sort their issues out. And next up we have one that could be confirmed transfer very, very soon, that is Ryan Babel. So according to the Telegraph today, they're saying Fulham have reportedly struck a deal to take Besiktas's Ryan Babel on a 6-month loan deal, and he is expected to complete his medical next week before making the switch to London. And this next one's apparently imminent according to RMC. They're saying Michy Batshuayi is set to go on loan to AS Monaco. It's a 6-month deal with no option to buy. Valencia decided to cut short the loan deal from a year to 6 months and he's returned back to Chelsea. Now, it doesn't seem Chelsea are willing to give him another chance, and Monaco, in fact, some outlets are now saying it's pretty much done. And for Batshuayi, he'll be working with Thierry Henry yet again, this time as a manager, as before I'm pretty sure as a coach for the Belgian national team, so hopefully for Batshuayi, he can get his career back on track. And next up we have got one according to Aksam. They're saying Besiktas are trying to sign Eric Choupo-Moting from Paris Saint-Germain. The Turkish side have already approached PSG and are in talks over a January move, while the striker also wants to join Besiktas. No fee has been mentioned just yet, but I imagine this transfer could go through probably next couple of days. And next up, according to Gianluca Di Marzio, he's saying Fiorentina have agreed a deal with West Ham United for midfielder Pedro Obiang. It's a €10 million fee plus €1 million in bonuses. And RMC in France are saying Lille are hoping to hijack Fiorentina's move for the Spaniard. Now there are still rumours suggesting that PSG want to sign Thiago Mendes from Lille, so Obiang, he could be his replacement. And the player potentially replacing Obiang at West Ham this time, at least according to the Daily Express, is Jonjo Shelvey. They're saying Newcastle have rejected a £10 million bid for the former England international. West Ham are set to make a second bid for the midfielder, and they don't say how much Newcastle value him at. And next up we have got David Luiz, and according to the Daily Mirror, they're saying that he is open to making a return to Portuguese side Benfica if he's not offered a new contract by Chelsea. The Brazilian defender is now into the final few months of his current contract and could drop into the free agent pool over the summer. Now, to be fair to David Luiz, last season for example wasn't really playing too much football under Antonio Conte, but now under Sarri, he's back in the starting 11. And now we have an update regarding Callum Hudson-Odoi as potential move to Bayern Munich. So according to the Times, they're saying Chelsea are trying to negotiate a buyback clause in the potential sale of the 18-year-old. Bayern though, however, don't want to agree to this. And the Daily Mail are saying Callum Hudson-Odoi wants Chelsea to let him leave the club this week to sign for Bayern. And a couple of days ago during a press conference, Mauricio Sarri did call out Bayern Munich for being disrespectful to Chelsea, and that's because obviously Callum Hudson-Odoi right now, he is contracted to Chelsea, and Bayern are talking about him a lot in public. And then because of that, Chelsea do feel like Bayern are trying to unsettle the player, and maybe they could take some action. We'll have to wait and see. And next up, according to reports in France today, they're saying Chelsea are considering a January bid for Adrien Rabiot after allowing Cesc Fabregas to join Monaco on an initial free transfer. Rabiot will be available on a free in the summer transfer window and apparently has already agreed to join Barca, but Bayern and Chelsea now and potentially Tottenham, they want to buy him this month for a fee instead of waiting for the summer. And we're not too sure whether Barca are willing to pay a transfer fee, and for Rabiot himself, he's been offered like €10 million a year to go to Barca and a €10 million signing on fee. And next up we have a very interesting one according to Tutto Mercato in Italy. They said Manchester City are considering a £100 million bid for Napoli midfielder Allan. The citizens are looking for cover for Fernandinho and see the former Udinese man as a potential option. Allan is also attracting a lot of interest from Paris Saint-Germain. Now PSG really do want to sign him, but with financial fair play regulations coming in for them, they can't afford to buy him this month. Whereas for Man City, of course it does say as cover for Fernandinho, but Fernandinho is not getting any younger, so you think in long term, Allan's a good replacement. And in fact, going back to the Paris Saint-Germain thing, apparently according to TF1, they are currently in negotiations with Everton for Idrissa Gueye. However, they are not offering more than €30 million and Everton want between 40 and 45. So the much cheaper option for PSG would be Idrissa Gueye or someone like Thiago Mendes, and Allan, he's obviously what they really want, they can't afford him. Well, technically they can afford him, but for FFP, it really won't go down too well. Gareth Southgate features next, and it's according to Sky Sports News first up. They said England boss Gareth Southgate is under consideration to be the next permanent manager of Manchester United. Sky also say United are declining to comment on reports suggesting Southgate could be considered as a candidate for the manager's role. Now you would imagine if Solskjaer does carry on what he's doing right now, he'd probably be considered as a favourite to take over permanently, whereas I think even Simeone from Atletico, they're the backup options just in case. Sport Media said Juventus have joined Serie A rivals Inter in the battle to try and prize Luka Modric away from Real Madrid. Inter have been pursuing the 2018 Ballon d'Or winner for some time, but the Bianconeri are now looking to lure him to Turin. It's very unlikely he'll be leaving in the January transfer window, but for the summer, apparently he's interested in a move away. BN Sport are saying Bordeaux have successfully hashed out a 6-month loan deal with Borussia Dortmund to sign Shinji Kagawa, but the 29-year-old prefers a move to Spain and is not yet convinced on the move to France. He has hardly played any football this season for Dortmund in the league, so it makes sense to go out and get first-team football again, but Bordeaux, it really isn't his number one choice. Now we have got two Manchester United players potentially leaving the club this January or in the summer transfer window, and first up according to the Mirror is Antonio Valencia. He's set to leave United at the end of the season on a free transfer. The long-serving fullback will be out of contract after 10 years with the Red Devils, as attracting interest from Serie A side Inter Milan. And an outlet according to Het Nieuwsblad is talking about Marouane Fellaini. They are saying the Belgian is said to be disappointed at Jose Mourinho's departure and is now being targeted by AC Milan in this winter transfer window. A very short one according to the Sunday Express is that Bayern Munich want to sign Chelsea striker Alvaro Morata on loan for the rest of the season. So from one striker potentially going from Chelsea to another club, now we have one potentially coming in. As one has come up like pretty much every single episode so far this January, Gonzalo Higuain. And the current AC Milan manager Gattuso has confirmed that Chelsea target Higuain has decided to leave the club. And he said during a press conference yesterday, when a player makes up his mind, it becomes very hard to convince them otherwise. And a lot of stories are suggesting that Chelsea are trying to use Morata as part of a deal to Juventus to bring Higuain to Stamford Bridge, and it seems at this point in time Juve, they have no interest in re-signing Morata. I can't remember whether Higuain is loaned to AC Milan as an option to buy this summer or an obligation. And now we have got Marko Arnautovic, who on Saturday when coming off against Arsenal, it seemed like he was saying goodbye to West Ham fans. It wasn't the usual come off and clap the fans like saying thank you, it was like coming off and waving goodbye. And in fact, Mikel Antonio went on Goals on Sunday yesterday on Sky and said it's been quite tight-lipped, but everyone knows Marko wants to go. So even his teammates are saying the same thing, that Arnautovic, he wants to be allowed to move to China. And you can understand why Marko Arnautovic would want to make the move, because yes, of course, he's playing in the Premier League right now, but he turns 30 in April and he's been offered a crazy good contract. And the Daily Mail has said West Ham will make a move for Callum Wilson from Bournemouth if Marko Arnautovic forces a move away from the club. They would be set to get around 35 mil for Arnautovic, whereas for Callum Wilson, at least according to the media, it costs like 50 mil plus. And next up, according to Mundo Deportivo, they're saying Barca are considering a move for Frankfurt star Luka Jovic. The Serbian striker has scored 12 goals so far in 15 Bundesliga appearances, and Barca have taken an interest, but will keep assessing him throughout the campaign before deciding on a deal in the summer window. And Barca do want to sign a backup to Luis Suarez, who's 32 now, and Jovic, he could be that player. And next up, according to Mundo Deportivo again, they said Manchester United have contacted Barca star Felipe Coutinho and his representatives. And that's over a potential return to the Premier League. The Brazil international is currently going through a very rough period at the Camp Nou, having gone without a start in La Liga since early December. But the Catalan side don't want to sell their most expensive transfer of all time just yet, and for Coutinho, he doesn't want to force a move either. In fact, the article does go on to say that Coutinho has decided to stay at Barca and ignore interest from Manchester United. And now we have a very short one according to AS in Spain. They're saying Real Madrid have inquired about the availability of Tottenham striker Harry Kane, and Spurs have placed an asking price of £310 million. And you can guarantee in the summer window that Real Madrid, they'll be signing a lot of players, I imagine, especially for a lot of money, but 310 mil for Kane, I don't think it'll be quite that high. And Real Madrid are also considering a move for Marquinhos after making contact with the Paris Saint-Germain defender. El Pai are reporting that Los Blancos have put a 24-year-old Brazilian on top of their list of targets and have now begun sounding him out over a potential move. They are looking for a long-term replacement for Sergio Ramos and a long-time partner for Rafael Varane. But that, guys, is going to be it for this video. So as always, if you enjoyed it and enjoyed transfers, make sure to show your support by leaving a like rating. That'd be absolutely awesome, greatly appreciated. If you're new to my channel, press that subscribe button for more and press the bell notifications next to it so you never miss an upload. My previous video will be down below in the description box. Current schedule every day at 8 AM UK times a new transfer video. And finally, in the comment section below, what is your favourite goal of all time? Let me know down below. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.